Sithokozani bogogo nomkhulu salo kwasendoda lesigogo bathini mbathu mafula kuvela emzini amadoda. U-Auntie Usha. Excuse me. The best. Lalela, mina ngikhuluma ngo-best. Hila. Angikhulumi ngomashansana mina. Hey umajike emva kwendlu. Hey he's best because of you talking about you give me one story. She's best because of you give me two nyana stories, two nyana lousy stories. No. Mina, I've revealed, I've went and I've searched, and my passports can guarantee that my passports can assure you that Mina, I've traveled. I've been to these countries that I'm talking about. I've met some of the people that I've compared to. I've compared them to others, whether you are still alive or you have passed on. But Oksana and Jenna, I know your story, and if ever I was on the research, and it happened that you are part of that research, and you have passed on, I will make sure I meet the family member that is responsible or reliable, or that I can rely on in terms of the information that they're going to give me. And at the end of the day, what I get exactly what I was there for. And if that healer is alive, I make sure I get that healer. There's one healer that I didn't meet in Ghana. I'm still gonna go and sit down with him. However, I've heard his stories. I've heard of the people that he helped. And also, other people have been referred to by you guys. So, I sit down and I scratch my big head or my big tummy. Then I come up with, yeah, Usmanban was good. Usmanban was dead. I don't know. Unless I've used umutu wakona. Like Ubabundunge in Zimbabwe. Yes, I can raise my hand and say, he was the great. He was one of the cream healer in Africa. He was great, you know. The old man I'm going to meet in Jamaica, he's one of the prominent, is one of the great healers in the world. He's one of. And how I speak to him, what he tells me, and everything. Even the daughter said to me, but what did you eat for my father? And I said, what do you mean? And the daughter, I think she said she's 55, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And I said, what do you mean, my sister? She said, I look at the way my dad speaks to you, his facial expression, it's like you have met somehow and everything. And I said, really? Yes. Tell him yes, because that's how excited I am as well. Then we introduced him to a video call. He refused at first. He refused the second time. The third time, I was seeing him for the very first time. I was humbled myself. I was honored to speak to the greatest on video call, and the great children, they say, look at the smile on the other side. That's how happy I was. Then I went to see Babu Ndunge when he was still alive, referred by the sister, the helper, who used to help us when I was in Centurion, who has seen. Sometimes we take helpers for granted, but that woman, she noticed, Oguti, I have a problem, and my problem needs help, and not just help, but a big help. And at that time, the ancestors were whipping me, like we're on my case. We're on my case. Everything I was touching was turning not sour milk, but rotten milk. Like things were like on my case. Like it was bad. It was bad, like extremely bad. But that lady, I remember it was during the week when she says, Baba Baba Lokhuzana, I'm sorry to to sound however and everything. I think you need to see somebody. And she was just straight to the point. And I said, "Hey, but who? But who?" And she told me about Ubabundonge. And I traveled to Zimbabwe. I drove to Zimbabwe, and I've managed to meet. But when you get there, it's a wedding or a funeral. That's how cars are like many cars are. In the yard, there were cars with others. They were even less than 1,000 kilometers on clock and everything. Cars that people used to come with just to say thank you. It was packed. And sometimes, yes, it can be packed because of somebody has something like you waza that brings people. But to me, I don't get excited by the queue of people. I just focus on why am I there for. Then I've met him, Ubabundunge. He helped me a lot. And one thing that he told me, he was being straightforward. Babundunge will tell you straight, which this is what's going to happen. And you need to accept it so that you can move on. Then I started using him. But I've met others. I've heard a lot. I've never met umkhulu uSosobalambata, but I sat down with one of the daughters and one of the grandchildren in telling me in terms of things that he was capable of doing, giving you a small like a small muti, and for the price of about 15,000 then, and now which is 150,000 or more, in terms of the value. And it was amazing the things that he used to do. But one of the things that I've picked up on that one, Oguchi, what I stress about, Oguchi, you give somebody a muti and that person just decides to go and have fun and drink alcohol and sleep around, not respecting the muti that they've paid, because they know Oguchi, they will come back and complain Oguchi, your muti didn't work and everything, threaten you to go to social media and everything, and you'll hear this thing which will expose you. You are a scam. You are what? And you have seen other people commenting on some of the videos, and thanks to those who are responding, and especially those that have helped, that they know for sure, which there was something wrong with you. So you'll be given a very like smolanyana muti, and you misuse it. And when you come back and say, no, it didn't work, yes, I can see where did I go wrong and everything, guess what? You still pay the same amount. Because he has nothing to do with your wrongdoing. He told you, the thing that you want, here is it. I'm giving you this. So if you say you've misused this as if you've seen there's 5 left and everything, that 5 was left, it was not for you. It was somebody else that really needs help. I've met Ubaba Umkhulu Credo Mutwa. First, I've met him at Diepkloof, Soweto, in the unveiling of the tombstone of his wife, who went through a lot with him. He was sitting there and thinking how this woman has been a pillar of strength to him, who has passed on. So it was an unveiling. And I've also met him at the farm he was staying at in Rustenburg, not far from the CBD. What a soul. What a soul. He was one of. He was one of. I remember when I read his book, Indaba My Children, a very thick book. I think it took me 3 months. And then the second time I read it, it took me at least around 2 months. So, and it kept on taking me 2 months because I read it, I think, about twice or 3 times. No, about 3 times. So, the teachings that are there, it's not a book that you can read once and understand it. you need to go back and start again and read again with yet another sober mind. So I've met a number of healers. Been traveled the entire SADC and other countries. I've just been to Ghana. I've just been to to Europe, Turkey. I've been to Nigeria. I'm still gonna go back to Ghana. I'm still have to go to Nigeria. In searching for you guys, in making sure Uti, I bring nothing but the best. That's why there's no one who can come and say, Ukoko Batini Mbata promised me a glass full of gold. And I took that glass, it was very heavy. When I took that mug, it was heavy, and I was convinced that it was gold inside. But when I got home, Ukoko Batini Mbata scammed me. When I got home, no, there was nothing. There was nothing. So it's just the quality of the mark that he gave me. I don't have such. Yes, I do have people who have came for something. They are still waiting because Nami, I'm waiting. It's a waiting business. Sometimes there are things that you don't get ready. There are things that are customized. Like now, I've just written something here. I can't show the name of the lady, which is I need to deal with it at 12 midnight. So I'm putting it here on my desk so that I don't forget, because I'm human, I can forget. Guys, we're revealing the healer today. I'm not sure what the sexuality of this healer. I don't know, maybe to sound like an insult to him or to her, if I may say, they are bisexual. They are bisexual. So in meeting this healer, it was in the midst of nearly giving up in life. It was in the midst of I know who's gonna give me the firearm. I bought a rope then. I remember very well the first rope I bought. It was not mine. It was a rope for Gwabulawayo Cultural Center, and there was a decoration that we were doing as you enter the place. It's more displaying the amakukwane, elembe, ushaka, and then there was a rope that came with a decoration, and there was a small rope, it's about 2 meters, that was left, and then we said no, we're gonna buy another one. So I said to the guys, no, let me take it and put it safe, and then when we have another one, we'll bring it back. But on my head, like I'm going to kill myself. And as I was driving home on NP2 and NP2, yeah, I was asking myself, Fuguti, Konje, which roof at home that can carry my weight? Eh, then I'm asking myself, what if it takes time for me to die there? You know? Then I know I've rolled the rope, I've put it aside, and then I knew I went to source for somebody who can borrow me a firearm, and that guy decided to die first, yeah. But he died after he promised me, like months or years after he promised me, and I've booked a firearm and I've paid him. He said, if you're going to take it and bring it tomorrow, it's 500 Rand in Bata, because you're saying you're going to collect your man. I said, yes. Then I've paid him. He gave me the firearm. I went with the firearm at home, and everything was ready. The firearm is here. I know where to get the rope if I fail on the firearm and everything. I didn't even know how to use it properly because it had so many bandages. It like there was a place that it had a wire at some point, but he told me, and he shot one shot, so I know more or less how to maneuver it, because I just need one shot, like boom, do it. And then I got help to say, go sis Banbana went there, go sis Banbana went there, go sis Banbana went there. Then I've met this one individual, and I was down and out. You know, meeting somebody you don't even have money to pay them. You don't. You don't. Like, you literally don't have money to pay them. And it was a mission. It was a mission to even find the money to get to them. Because all the help is somewhere. Some help you need to walk a long distance. Some help. Some help are just around the village, which is you need to take a taxi to there. Some help you take a flight to there. You know, sometimes you go and just say, I remember I went to, what country was that? I think it was Zambia. No, it was not Zambia. It was Namibia. I remember I flew to Namibia. I didn't have money for transport. I mean, for accommodation at all. The money that I had, it was enough for me. When I get there, I have enough money to at least to give that person. Secondly, I must eat something. And as I walk there, when I eat at that time, I'm calculating. I cannot just finish the money. You know, you buy little things, and when you take a taxi, they say no, it's not far because they're used to the direction. They're used to that distance. Then, as the taxi was going and going and going, but it was reasonable money. Go to that village. Go to the person. You know, when this old woman came out, she just said, "You'll die young," and I said, "Why?" You know, with respect. And then she said, "You're hungry. You need to eat. Go eat." I said, "Okay, where can I buy food?" They said, "No, no, we'll prepare food for you." You know, that's hungry. That's how hungry I was for two things. I was hungry for food and I was hungry for help. And yes, she did her level best. She gave me whatever she gave me. I've used it, and I had to go back to town because I didn't have the phone. I had to go back to the airport and change my ticket. And for my ticket, not for me to pay a bit more, I had to change it for a longer period of time. So I stayed there for quite long. I think it was about 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. But I stayed for that matter, and I was helped. I was doing that in search. Then I went to other place, went to another place, and until I said, no, man, no. Then the advice came as well inside the like, you know, sometimes we all have this inner voice, yeah, bo? This inner voice that tells you to say, have you tried this bani bani? And then I started to be negative. What does that one knows? You know how much negative we are as people. That one knows fuck all. I am even far better than them. That one cannot. No, 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 no. My inner voice now. I said to myself, my ancestors now are messing up with my knowledge now. No, no, no. This is an insult to me. You know, how come I've been referred to this one person, referred to this one person? No, 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 no. Then you start asking people around, you know, would you take an advice or motive from this person? And people said, yeah, you know, yeah. So most of the people who knows this, he or she, yeah, we've discussed this, so you know why I'm saying. And majority of them, they said, yes, yeah, I can. I can use something from him. Yes, she can do amazing stuff. Yes, definitely. Why not? So I kept on asking, kept on asking. You know, sometimes when we are in denial, you know, it's like you passing this house, you always see people going in with bottle of water or with candles and matches or with something, Jena. You always see in Jena. Sometimes you go buy bread, there's someone who's there to buy candles, yellow and blue candles. You don't understand what is happening. Candy help is next door. Candy help is around the corner. And so I kept on going, kept on going, kept on going, ignoring this individual until it was a bit too late to realize that no, man, here's this person. But before I saw that person, I indulged myself in alcohol in such a way that it was scaring me myself. Yo, I would get drunk in such a way that now I'll ask myself, when last did I eat? You know, people will say, Coco, you're losing weight. Wow, whatever you're using, it's working. Not knowing what I'm killing myself. Very slow in the name of being praised, what I'm losing weight. But people that really, really know me, they will say, Coco, today we are not here for consultation. We are here to ask you, are you okay? There are videos that I had to delete because people could just see what Ukoko was not himself here, you know. And all I was doing before, during, and after waking, it was drinking. It was drinking because, you know, you reached a point that you helped so many people. You still continue to help so many people, but wena yomselufu, you are not getting that thing. You are not getting help for yourself, you know. And I wanted to go to the rehab. Yes, I wanted to go to the rehab. But I remember now a colleague of mine, Umadlala, saying to me, sometimes age matters when it comes to rehab. There are things that needs rehab. There are things that needs maybe an alternative help. You know, things that you can look at. We tried the diets. We tried that. Oh, it was bad. Then I've decided to say Monday I'm going to see this healer. It's hard time I underestimate this healer. I must go and see this healer. I must go and sit down with this healer and see what does this healer can do for me. I can't remember when was it when I decided that. Then that Monday came earlier because it came on Sunday morning when I said to myself, no matter what, no matter what. Then I went to the healer. I spoke to the healer. I started to engage more with this healer, giving me tips there and there, there and there. I was determined, I was focused, and very disciplined. And boom, I forgot it was more than 7 days at that healer's place, sitting down, and all we do, you know, sometimes it was hard to eat when my heart was allowing me to eat nyana, and I'll eat that little bit. We do the talking. Eat, we do the talking. Eat, we do the talking. Sometimes steaming, sometimes trying palaza. It was painful. You know, there's diarrhea there because of you're not being eating. Your blood, your body is full of alcohol. You understand? Your body still drunk. You know, and withdrawals symptoms were there. Like I couldn't sleep at night and everything. And then I'll wake up and I'll waking him up and look, I need to talk. You know, I needed to talk. You know, I'll cry. It was terrible. And 7 days later, I've realized, Uguti, I've been searching for a healer or healers. I've been getting imiti sometimes that I've never finished. Sometimes I'll finish the treatment. Sometimes I'll not finish the treatment. Sometimes I'll have extraordinary expectations in whatever that I'm given. I was living in my own world of expectations, thinking, maybe I need that, or maybe I need that, or no, this thing's not working and everything. Then I ended up finding myself in a situation whereby I don't want somebody that I'm helping to find themselves in that situation, whereby there's multi days, there's what, there's what. So after that 7 days or so, I took all that muti and I've thrown it in a dustbin and it was banned. All that muti that I took from there, that I've never finished. Because I have found the healer and I found me. ukuthi I'm the best healer of myself. No one can heal me better than I can heal myself. No one can tell me truth that I can tell myself. No one can correct me the way I can correct myself. No one can make any excuses on my behalf except myself. No one can come and use that muti that I've burned except myself. You go to a doctor or to a pharmacy, you buy tablets, and you bought how many tablets are in here? You bought whatever number of tablets. A month down the line, the tablet is almost full. It's still almost full, which means you didn't drink those tablets. You didn't take that medication. Who were supposed to take that medication? It's me. We can go anywhere in the world. We can seek for any help in the world. But except, or for as long as you avoid the power that is instilled in you, that is engraved in you, to be honest with yourself, no one will assist you. No one. You'll go around blaming healers, blaming pastors, blaming Sbanibani, blaming what, exposing people and everything. Most of us, we don't even have a mere relationship with ourselves. We don't know ourselves. I've done a short video when I was in Turkey. I've asked a question. When last did you visit yourself? There are people who don't know where they reside in life. They'll say, I'm in a Dobsonville. That's how arrogant and ignorant you are. Because you were born, you were raised, you schooled, you did everything. You took a wife or a husband, everything in Dobsonville. You have never been inside the box. You have never been in yourself. You have never visited yourself and realized how much is instilled in you. People are blaming Panado for not working. Doctors, they blame it for something else and everything. But there was a time I had a severe headache in the taxi. And this lady said to me, are you okay? I said, it was killing me. And this lady said, I have Panado. Is that fine? I said, yes, it will help me. The same person, the same me who used to blame clinics for dispensing Panado, I said to this lady, yes, it will help me. 30 minutes down the line, I was smiling. I was okay. And I looked at her. I said, thank you, my sister. I was okay. I was perfect. It's all up to us. It's on within us. Then you can go to whatever healer. Then trust me, you will get help. But as long as we're still doing a copy and paste, we still not knowing ourselves. We don't know what, because we're running from the healer that is within us. The healer that will say to you, Batin, you need to stop drinking alcohol. You are killing yourself. But you need to move on from this situation. You are not needed here. Get it into your mind and move. That is a healer inside me. But it's okay if this business shuts down. It's fine. But you have lost this much on this. It's okay. That healer inside me told me that. We need to respect that healer that is within us. You are the best healer. And that healer that is inside you cannot help anyone else. That healer is jealous, is appointed that healer that is inside you, is appointed to help no one but yourself. That healer that is inside me made me to take a call and call my daughter and say, baby girl, I would like to apologize for A, B, C, D, E. I took you and I've thrown you in things that has nothing to do with you, and I ended up being angry at you. I've made this call to say, I'm sorry, my daughter. Now, lawyer Papa, she said, yo, am I dreaming or what? I'm me. Yes, I meant it. That is the healer inside me. And when you start to execute the assignments that this healer gives you, your life changes. You even change how you pray. You even change how you use muti. Where's my skotokoto? Samaphilis. I've got this thing container, medication container for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Exen emini ntambama. Exen emini ntambama 3 times a day. I do have that. It is part and parcel of even a discipline of whatever medication I'm taking at that time. Gogo, did you do everything that you were told to do when you were at Ghana? Yes, I did. I did. So I'm not going to blame them should anything not happen and everything. I did. And I'm still doing because other things are process. Yes, I did. Did you remember everything? No, I didn't. I'm human. But I know what I've missed out and I know how I'm going to fix it. And it was not a chain smash. There isn't. Lalela, there isn't a healer more than the healer that is inside you. Then as soon as you have used that healer, I'm telling you, you'll go to that healer that you undermined down the road. You go to that healer that you saw on social media or you've heard about and everything. When you get to them, they will heal you because now they are dealing with you direct. Sometimes you are getting medication treatments from the healers. That medication is start with the inner you first. What are you saying now? I'm saying the muti that I've thrown, that muti helped me because that is the muti that made me to realize what the help is within me. The first help, the first aid help is within me. Then the rest, I'll execute. I'll go and outsource the rest of the help. But the first one, I'll wait there. Auntie Usha. Please don't forget to subscribe to Good Goals TV here on YouTube. Good Goals TV. It's an online rehab center whereby you'll see videos of different people as we go along who are sharing with us in terms of their experiences when they were still in drugs, when they were still stuck in drowning in alcohol abuse. And there's a lot. And we're also asking people to send us just a 5 minutes video, Nyana, if you feel that you need help. Somebody might see your video and contact you direct, because on the description, we're going to put your number direct. We are killing the middleman in this one. We don't want anyone who'll say to you, no, bring 500 Rand, I'll assist you and do this and do this. So please, I'm appealing to you to make use of that channel. Good Goals TV is going to assist you, your loved ones, or somebody that you know, or you can just share whatever video that interests you into your social media platforms. That will make a difference. Thokozani.